Hello everyone, this is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne, and I bring you a video tonight titled, Sexually Attractive Men Go Deeper into Masculinity in the Midst of a Sexual Drought. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies, and everyone who's ordered, your copies are on the way. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But let's get right to it. Sexy, attractive men go deeper into masculinity in the midst of a sexual drought. This video was brought to you by the Zoom call that I had yesterday with my members of my Matthew C. Horne Dating Coaching Community on the school platform. I want everyone to sign up. We go very deep into very in-depth topics to help men to elevate and have optimal experiences with women and in life. I want you all to join my Matthew C. Horne Dating Coaching Community, because the last couple of videos, including this one, have been derived from conversations that I've had within the community. In the community, every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the gentlemen in the community get on the Zoom call with me, and they can ask me whatever they want to ask me for an entire hour. You have access to me in real time to get your questions, to get your concerns with women, to get your impediments with women answered for a complete hour. There's nothing like this dating space, okay? So sign up. It's in the video description, my dating coaching community, as well as pinned to the top of the comments, okay? But there was a particular gentleman who asked me the question, how do you come out of a drought? And thank you to that member who's new who asked me that question. And I gave him some answers, and I want to give you some of those answers tonight, because I want you to get a glimpse of what we do in the Matthew C. Horne Dating Coaching Community. That's why you have to sign up. So he asked me, how do you come out of a drought? The first thing that I told him in terms of coming out of a drought is you cannot be discouraged, you have to be invigorated. There's a situation that you want to change if there's an absence of women like you're normally used to experiencing. That's called a drought. And there are things that you have to do to come out of the drought. So you can't be discouraged because your experiences with women are waning and they're not what you're used to. You have to become more invigorated. You have to become inspired to present a better version of yourself, to present to the world, to make yourself more appealing in those seasons of drought. So you don't accept the drought. You face the drought head on, and you improve yourself, and you go head on. You still talk to women. You're making sure you're at your optimal best when you leave the house, and you do everything in your power to break the drought. But the thing about a drought, sometimes it's an opportunity to go deeper into your masculinity. Sometimes it's an opportunity to go deeper into your masculinity. And that, as I explained to the gentleman on the call, on the Zoom call, there are periods in your life where you want certain things and your attention is supposed to be somewhere else. Your energy is supposed to be somewhere else that's going to progress you in life. So that's oftentimes for a sexy, attractive man who's used to swimming in the sea of beautiful women. Oftentimes, it's your creator telling you your attention is supposed to be somewhere else to progress you to a place where you're even more recognizable to women and even more recognizable to the world when you come out. So you do everything in your power to break the drought. You don't relent. You keep pushing forward, but you acknowledge that the drought is going to be over when it's going to be over. Because sometimes your attention is needed elsewhere in other intricate, important areas of your life so that you can progress. So you welcome the drought. You don't accept it, you welcome it, and you navigate it as best as you can, and you pay attention. You pay attention to how things are moving, how things are happening, because sometimes things are not breaking in terms of the drought, because your attention is supposed to be elsewhere to progress your life further. So that's the first aspect of breaking the drought that I wanted to focus on. And another part of the drought is that Sometimes it's not the complete absence of women. Sometimes it's intermittent experiences with women, meaning that you're meeting women, you all are hitting it off, you all might even have sex, and then woman after woman after woman is disappearing. And you're like, damn, I can't pin her down. I want to have a continued experience with her, and she's disappearing. She is a representation of the women who you are meeting, you might have intimacy with, you might go on some dates with. Intimacy may or may not happen, but the congruent thing is that they're disappearing quickly. And that can be viewed as a drought. So I told the gentleman, I said, listen, this is how you maintain balance during a sexual drought. You don't deal with a woman who doesn't want you the same way that you want her. She may have started off one way and abruptly changed her level of desire for you. But the way to stay in balance is to disappear when her desire does not match the desire that you have for her. And the only way to do that is to desire yourself. As a man, you know when the energy shift happens. You know when that woman was extremely sexually attracted to you, when she offered herself to you, when you all had sex as soon as you met, when you all had a regular sexual experience, and then she began to back away. As a sexually attractive man, you don't question her exit. I made a video about that. Look at my catalog, it's in there. You don't question her exit, why she exited. You acknowledge her exit, and then you disappear. That's how you maintain your masculinity. That's why it's an opportunity to go deeper into your masculinity in a sexual drought. And so you may feel a woman's energy change, but the average man is going to go after her. He's going to go to her side. He's going to abandon his masculinity. And what that looks like is you asking her, what's wrong? What's different? What changed? Somewhere, somehow, some way, her desire dissipated for you. And that's why you notice the energy shift. And that's when you disappear. Because if you desire yourself in a way that's going to keep your life in balance, you don't chase things. You only acknowledge everything that's acknowledging you exactly how you see yourself. You acknowledge the things that are coming into your life that are coming at you in the exact speed and fervor that you're coming towards it. Those are the only women that you should have in your life, and that's how your life stays balanced. Because you only have women and you only have things in your life that recognize you, number one. And number two, they're coming at you the same exact way you're coming at them. That's called balance. But a masculine man is entrenched in balance. A masculine man does not abandon his square. A masculine man does not go to a woman's side. A masculine man stands firm in his masculinity, and he never abandons his masculinity, meaning that he maintains balance. He maintains self-love, self-perception, self-awareness. He doesn't abandon himself. Now, many men are tempted in the midst of the absence of sex, in the absence of women, they're tempted to abandon their masculinity. And that's why most men's lives are out of balance, because they've abandoned their masculinity. And what this looks like is that you begin to question yourself in a sexual drought. You begin to notice the absence of women after a week, 2-3 weeks, a month. You begin to feel the absence of women and acknowledge and feel the absence of sex. And so you're tempted to question yourself. Am I the man that I really think I am? Even though the results in your life support the fact that you are the man that you believe you are. You have regular sexual experiences with women, and you're engaging regularly with women who desire you. But this is a particular point in time in your life. And there's an absence where there was congruence and consistency. And in that absence, you may be tempted to question yourself. And when you question yourself, you are tempted to abandon your morals and principles that gave you balance in life. You're tempted to say, you know what? I came to Matthew C. Horne's channel. He told me that sex is an equal exchange, but there's an absence of sex. So maybe I need to offer a gift to the woman. Maybe I need to offer her a date, some more time on the phone. Maybe I need to consider everything she's looking for and abandon the things that have gotten me to where I am in a balanced state of life, meaning that I'm not giving more than I'm receiving. If there's a temptation in the drought to abandon your masculinity, and if you falter to the temptation to abandon your masculinity, you're going to the woman's side. And when you go to a woman's side, you're submitting to her. You're saying, what can I offer the woman? As opposed to understanding that you are the offering to the woman. And when you have a mindset of what can I offer a woman, because there's an absence of women and sex in my life, now you're in submission to the woman. And when you submit to the woman by going to her side because she's not meeting you in the middle, then you're compromising your masculinity. And that's why sexually attractive men, they never abandon their masculinity in the midst of a sexual drought. So you want to hold fast on your principles. Principles are principles because principles can never be a part of your makeup and a part of your character until they're tested. A sexual drought is a temptation to abandon your principles. A sexual drought brings your principles to the table and expresses to you whether you're masculine enough to not abandon your principles. Your principles are everything as a man, as a masculine man, as a sexually attractive man. You can never abandon your principles. They're going to be tested, but you can never abandon them. And once you go through the sexual drought and you don't abandon your principles, your masculinity becomes more fixated. Your foundation as a man becomes stronger, and you go deeper into levels of masculinity. That's why the sexual drought is a blessing, because it's a test that gives you an opportunity to go deeper into levels of masculinity. And the drought doesn't last forever. And there's only two ways to get through a drought. You submit to women and offer them things, and you doubt yourself, and you face the shame. You face the unfulfillment of understanding that you abandon your masculinity in the name of getting some pussy. You said, I'm going to start offering women things. I'm going to start acknowledging that I'm not enough, that I'm not the gift. I'm going to start giving women gifts in order to break this sexual drought and get some sex. That's when you've regressed. That's when you move backwards. And to move backwards as a man, to abandon his masculinity, is to voluntarily move your life out of balance. Your life is not balanced until you can stand tall in the midst of the absence of women and the absence of sex, meaning that you don't have women who are acknowledging you the way that you know that you're comprised and the way that you know that you deserve. That's when you abandon yourself. So when you're able to stand tall in the midst of the sexual drought, then what happens is the second way that you abandon the drought. You stand tall. You go without. You go deeper into levels of masculinity. And that level of masculinity is going to pervade from your pores. The right type of woman, the more elevated woman, is going to recognize the new level of masculinity that you graduated to. A sexual drought is an opportunity to graduate to deeper levels of masculinity within yourself. It's an opportunity to graduate to deeper levels of balance. You always want to be balanced as a man, because your life is in shambles if you're not in balance. And so that's the second way, is you wait it out, you stand tall, you're not tempted to call the women who disrespected you that you abandoned. You're not tempted to start looking backwards and say, oh man, well, it wasn't so bad with this woman, and this woman did this and did that, but it wasn't so bad. That's the average man. The average man, he'll brag about not going through a drought, but he eats large plates of shit. Because he goes back to the women that disrespected him, and those women say, oh, you're weak. Oh, you're going through a drought. I want to dangle some pussy in front of you. But I'm not just going to dangle this pussy in front of you. I'm going to require offerings, because I know that you need me. You need women when you don't need yourself. When you need yourself, That means that you have a set of principles that you're not going to abandon. You're deeply in masculinity, meaning that no woman is more desirable than you are to yourself. And so that's how you healthily escape the sexual drought, is that you never abandon yourself. And when you never abandon yourself, you can withstand the drought and you go deeper into levels of masculinity. And you become more recognizable to the women who view you the way that you view yourself. You make yourself recognizable to the women who can acknowledge the level of graduation that you just experienced by withstanding the sexual drought and standing tall. There's an opportunity for deeper levels of masculinity in the midst of a sexual drought. And women may say things to you to get you to doubt yourself. Women may look at you as weak and try to get you to submit. But that's not something that you do. Women will say all these things I'll offer you if you just bow down. It's just like when, a drought, okay? Let's parallel this real quick. Reverend Horne's coming real quick, right? So after Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, Satan came. And so Satan saw Jesus as weak, but he was as strong as he could possibly be. And so Satan offered him food, offered him bread. He said, if you bow down to me, I'll give you this. If you bow down to me, I'll give you these kingdoms. And then Jesus responded to Satan and says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. So he faced the temptation, and Jesus went deeper into an understanding of who he was, because he overcame the temptation in what was perceived as a weakened state. But he was at his strength, because fasting and droughts are a purging of weakness. So during your drought, you're purging weakness. That's why you go deeper into masculinity, because masculinity is ultimate strength. It's centeredness. It's balance. It's being balanced. And so I'm encouraging you to never abandon your masculine self in the midst of a sexual drought. The temptation to go to the woman's side will be there. All of the things I'll offer you. She doesn't have to say it. When you come back to a woman that you dropped off for the right reasons, because she disrespected you, because she played with you, because she didn't acknowledge the magnitude of man that you are, when you go back to that, she already knows that you're in a weakened state. And she says, okay, give me this and all of these things I'll offer to you. Give me an offering. I know I disrespected you. I know you shouldn't even be here. But give me this and I'll give you this. Give me this offering. Acknowledge that you're weak. Culminate your weakness by giving me this offering, and I may give you some pussy. That's how men sit on a hamster wheel, run on a hamster wheel, and run in place. And there's no such thing as stagnation in life. You're either going forwards or backwards. So when you accept the request for an offering from the woman, you're moving backwards. The drought came because it was time for you to go deeper into yourself and discover new, strengthened facets of yourself. That's why the drought came. It's not because women don't find you appealing. It's because your creator knew you were supposed to discover new parts of yourself. That's what the drought was for. You were supposed to put your energy into other places that were going to elevate you and make you more recognizable to the type of women that are right for you and to the world as a whole. That's what the drought is for. And when you come out of the drought and you don't abandon your masculinity, now your experiences are elevated and they're more robust. Now there's more beautiful women who are coming to you and offering themselves to you because they recognize that you are a masculine, safe space for them to ingratiate themselves into. Everything improves after you come out of the drought. If you stand tall in your masculinity, the temptation to move backwards will be there, But you have to have the instinct and the strength to move forwards, meaning you stand tall in your masculinity and understand that your self-love, your self-respect is greater than any piece of disrespectful pussy that's offering you an opportunity to bow down. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach, bringing you a video tonight just talking about the sexy, attractive man and the opportunity to go deeper into masculinity in the midst of a sexual drought. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And to everyone who wants me to make a custom video, I see you in the comments. You asked me to talk about this, make a video on this. It's very simple. You send a donation of $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App that's in my video description. There's a note feature on PayPal and Cash App in which you can leave the title of what you want me to speak on and make a custom video about. And once you leave your note and you make a donation, then I will put your video on my channel, Matthew C. Horne Dating, on YouTube in 24 hours or less. And sometimes you have a more in-depth description of what you want me to speak about that can't fit in the note feature on PayPal and Cash App. So you still make a donation of $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App that's in my video description. And then you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your more in-depth description of what you want me to make your video on. And your video will be on my channel in 24 hours or less. And if my message tonight has been of value to you, if your thought process has been elevated as a result of encountering my message, then I want you to make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description. I'll never tell you what to donate. Donate according to how you've been impacted. It's that simple. I'm thankful to everyone who donates. I never take your donations lightly or for granted. I continue to help you to elevate and grow through my words, through my videos and my messages as you make your donations and continue to help me to elevate and grow and move forward. It's a very fair exchange. And to anyone who's in need of coaching, if my thought processes have been relayed to you and you know that you have different struggles and you have different impediments in the dating game, different things that you're looking to overcome dealing with women, and you want to get to the side of masculinity, I'm your dating coach. I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com if you're in need of coaching. Leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. Leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. And then I will reply to your email promptly. And I'll introduce the terms of the coaching. Once you accept the terms, then we will set a date and a time for the coaching to commence. Breakthroughs are happening in the one-on-one coaching with me. I promise you that. There's nothing like it, okay? So get your coaching, email me, go through the process. I'll get right back to you, and then we'll get you on the road to breakthrough. It's really that simple. I'm still looking for 5 individuals who want to get a year-long coaching and mentorship journey with me, because the people who have been getting coaching, they've been getting such drastic breakthroughs that they wanted more. So here's more right here. I have a year-long coaching and mentorship program that I created. I can only take on 5 individuals. The slots are filling up. And in this space, in this coaching year-long journey, you're going to get a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week. I'm going to assess exactly where you are and where you want to be. And I'm going to start the coaching right there in terms of where you are. And I'm going to graduate you to where you want to be and beyond. So you're going to get 3 coaching calls per week minimum. You're going to have 24-hour access to me as well. I mean, you can call me, text me. You can be in a situation with a woman. You can be about to go on a date. You can just have any question about life, any impediments that you're facing, any challenges. You can reach out to me and I'm there for you. I'm yours for an entire year. That's why I can only take on 5 individuals, because that's a lot of bandwidth. And I know how much bandwidth I have, and I can get 5 individuals. If you're interested in the year-long mentorship program and coaching with me, I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com and put mentorship in the subject matter of the email. You're going to leave your name and your phone number in the email, but also I want you to tell me about where you are in life and with women and where you want to be. I'll do an assessment and then I will call you. And then we will determine if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. This is going to be an amazing space, okay? I want you all to inquire. If you're interested, go ahead and inquire. And then we can get on a year-long coaching journey that's going to take you beyond where you ever imagined. Lastly, my dating coaching community on the school platform, Matthew C. Horne Dating Coaching Community. That's what this video tonight was derived from just one of the gentlemen expressing one of his struggles, and he got an immediate answer. And I brought that answer to you all tonight because I want you to get a taste of what my dating coaching community is like. I want you to get a taste of these weekly Monday night Zoom calls so you understand that you can bring anything to me and you're going to get your answers for over the duration of an hour. So to join my dating coach community, you're going to get the Monday night Zoom calls with me where you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. And I'm going to do a monologue. I'm going to introduce a topic and I'm going to speak on it. You all can ask me questions about that. And then we get into the remainder of the hour where you can ask me anything. Also within that community, every Monday night call is archived. Okay, so you can join the community and look at every call that we had and catch up. And I'm going to make 2 custom videos for the community every week. Sometimes I make more than that. And the coaching videos in the community, it's material that's not on YouTube. And you can ask me anything that you want to ask me in terms of making a video for you. And I make those videos, put them in the community, and everyone in the community can see those. And everyone in the community has the opportunity to send me their video topics. And then I make the videos and put them in the community. It's nothing like it. We have different challenges in the community. I have a series that's coming out, The Steps to Becoming the Sexually Attractive Man. There's all kinds of discussions that are happening. The community is a very robust space, okay? So I want everyone under the sound of my voice to sign up for my dating coaching community that's on the school platform. The link to sign up will be in the video description as well as pinned to the top of the comments. I've enjoyed spending some time with you all tonight. And just please remember that a sexual drought is an opportunity to go deeper into your masculinity. A sexual drought is an opportunity to become stronger and understand new facets of yourself that are going to take you further in life. So you don't become discouraged in the face of a drought. You fight to change it. You show up as your best self. You go through the natural, necessary motions. You put yourself in environments where the women are. You go deeper into the dating apps. You make sure you're looking your best. So you're not accepting the drought, but you have to acknowledge that the drought is going to break when it's going to break. And when it breaks, you're going to meet the right women who are in full acknowledgement of the magnitude of the man that you are, and the experiences are going to be robust. You don't fall into the temptation to go to the woman's side and offer her gifts and submit to her. You submit to yourself. You stand tall in the midst of that drought. And when that drought is over, you're going to have the most robust experiences that you ever had because you're going to be the most elevated version of yourself that you've ever been. I said enough, man. I see you also.